Hey there, everybody, and welcome back to Sasquatch Speaks. First things first, need to explain to you why you are seeing a very late Sasquatch Speaks video today rather than a normally timed Monster Hunter Let's Not Play Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate video. Should be the Geocris. However, I have had some major issues trying to get that episode to come together. First of all, I had a lot of recording issues. I had to record the heavy bowgun segment 3 or 4 times because it was a little bit longer fight than I anticipated it being, and as a result I had multiple recording issues, as I am oft to have. However, good things have happened, so I ended up getting a pretty good run on that, so that's coming together very well. However, my strategies and tactics for completing the light bowgun portion were failing abysmally. And so I was not able to get it recorded in enough time to make a video come out for today, being Saturday the 8th? No, the 9th. I don't know my days and weeks and times and months and years and stuff like that. But, so yeah. That's why you're getting this video rather than Let's Not Play Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. I will have the Geocris video up hopefully tomorrow. If not, I'll do like a double post on Monday or something to try and make up for it. And you'll get another Sasquatch Speaks tomorrow in case things go horribly, horribly wrong. I think I finally have a tactic that'll work. I've run it a couple times with the light bowgun. And yeah, I like how it's going. My time is decent enough that it should record now. So yeah, good things happening. Anyway, today's topic, other than channel challenges, I've actually found out about this quite some time ago, so people have already heard of this. I apologize, and I apologize also for basically continuing the same themes the last 2 days. It wasn't what I wanted. It wasn't really what my words, things, stuff. Was not really my intention to turn this into a political thing, and next week I promise I'll have no political topics to start with. They may branch off that way, but to start with they will not be political in the slightest. That being said, ABC, America's Broadcasting Company, has banned the wearing of American flag lapel pins for all of their broadcasters and anyone who works as staff in any of their studios or in the field. The reason that they're doing this is because they are undesiring to offend people with the open presentation of the American flag. Now, this is ABC, like I said, America's Broadcasting Company, is trying to avoid offending people by displaying the American flag. Now, I'm going to, first of all, ignore what is considered to be the proper treatment of the flag. But for those of you who don't know, proper treatment of the flag says that the flag, the flag of the United States of America, is not to be worn as an article of clothing or adornment for anyone other than members of the military. So, like patches on uniforms and stuff like that, A-OK. Lapel pins, things like that, not really supposed to be displayed in that manner. However, in recent years, basically just since 9/11, it has become, I would say, more than just socially acceptable to wear the flag in such a manner, but almost expected in certain circumstances, like political campaigns. Everyone has little flag pins, and political pundits argue over whose was bigger than the other one. Just stupid stuff in that regard. But it's become acceptable in regular American society to wear the American flag on your clothing as a lapel pin or as a little patch sewn on or whatever, or a little ribbon in the red, white, and blue. But for whatever reason, ABC has deemed it offensive to certain members of their audience to have their staff members or their anchors or their hosts or whatever to wear a representation of basically national pride. Just pride in the fact that, hey, we're America, We're still here. We're kind of doing okay. Deal with it, basically. The flag. It is the flag. The flags are historically the sign of a nation's pride, really, within themselves. I mean, during the Civil War, during the Civil War era, it was a major thing to be the flag bearer and carrying the flag in battle. You were basically carrying a gigantic "shoot me" sign, but it was still considered one of the highest honors in that time to be the flag bearer, because it was representing all that you were willing to fight and die for. And it just, again, it's one of those things that's just boggling my mind of how far we have sunk as a society in the last 150 years, to the point now where people are being offended in the nation because ABC is an American company. America's broadcasting company. Doesn't get much more American than that. But that's right in the title. But they're afraid of offending their clientele or their viewership with the flag that's representative of one of the core word of their own station's name. What? How does this make sense to anyone at all? They're like, hey, this is a great idea. Let's just hide all this stuff that's like the whole core of what we're doing, the thing that's allowing us to be a company in the first place. Let's just ignore all that, throw it out the window, because we're going to offend part of our viewership, people who either have struggled very hard to come to this country, or people whose grandparents or whatever else have struggled in the past to come to this country. And you know what? Rather than continuing to be America's broadcasting company, I understand, it's just a little tiny thing, but rather than just be like, okay, it's a thing that's out there. You know what? People in America probably don't have a problem with the flag. Great. Is my hypothesis wrong here? That if you're American, you should probably have some national pride and like to see the flag around a couple places? I don't like to see them in disrepair. Personally, like I said, I'm kind of an old fogey, and I'm probably the only person listening to who, not listening because I'm talking right now, but people who later on in the future probably aren't like immediately aware of what I just said about proper care and display of the flag, or at least the original concepts for it. Because, like I said, they've fallen out of use, and it's just become more socially acceptable for it to be there rather than for it to not be there. But so, like I said, it doesn't really bother me. It's just kind of like, okay, well, it's there. It's just that's not how it was originally. But I'm adaptable and willing to change. And if they're like, okay, well, we're going to be honoring the flag by saying we're not going to put it on people's pins because that's how we're supposed to be honoring the flag, then there's no problem. But they're taking it off because they're worried about offending people. And I'm like, you're America's broadcasting company. I understand there are some programs and things that you put out there that go overseas. Like, I don't know what sort of reality TV shows and stuff that they have on there right now, but they're probably seen overseas, like Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and stuff like that. Those are probably seen overseas as well. But those are American shows. They depict American people. Why would anyone be surprised or put off by American people displaying some patriotic enthusiasm with a little tiny lapel pin that says, hey, I'm from this place, and I like what's going on here. Or I hope that what's going on here gets better. Which is really the message that was being sent in 9/11, which makes it kind of interesting as to why that's still socially relevant to wear it if we're recovering or we recovered. It's like, well, are we? Or just hoping that it gets better? Anyway, going on from that. But my thing is, they wouldn't have instituted this policy if somebody outside of ABC hadn't complained about it. Because, I mean, again, America's broadcasting company. It doesn't... I understand, like, apple pie and blueberries and all that kind of stuff and Sunday afternoon picnics. America, hallelujah, glory, glory, hallelujah, Jesus. But it's... someone outside of the company had to have written in, well, I am a viewer and I am offended. And it probably was more than one person. And my thing is, it's American programming for American viewers, which means that someone at some point came to America, looked at our American programming, which is created for our American consumption, and saw someone with that little American lapel pin and decided, you know what? I took a lot of time and effort and money and struggle and everything else to leave whatever backwater hick country I just came from. I don't know where they could have been. I have some speculation, but I'm not going to go there because that's incredibly profiling and racist and all that kind of stuff, which I don't particularly care to be accused of in this video, but I probably will. So I probably don't really know why I'm avoiding it, but I am, so deal with it. Anyway, come from whatever jerkwater country they came from, come to America, look at the television again, America's broadcasting company, creating content for American viewers by American actors with an American setting. They're offended by a little lapel pin, and they go, you know what? I'm going to write a letter. I'm going to let them know that I came from whatever jerkwater country I came from, and you know what? Over there, we don't really like you American people, and so you should take that lapel pin off because it offends me and my sensibilities because I left jerkwater country where things are much worse off than they are here in America. And I'm not going to leave America because I want to keep all those good things. But while I'm here, I can choose to be offended by the very existence of the place where I am now calling residence. I won't say home because home is an emotional attachment. They just want residence because of basically tax advantages. All goes back to money. Or like I said in a couple of videos, was it yesterday or the day before where I was talking about immigrants coming in and being on welfare within 2 weeks? It's one of those two. Just check back. But it's just like, what? So, and again, it had to have been more than one person who, like, we came to America, the land of opportunity, where everything is supposed to be us together and kind of we're supposed to be the place where we're breaking down these social stereotypes of, well, I'm part of this group and I'm part of that group. We're all supposed to be kind of like coming together, you know, the great melting pot, all the cultures sort of intermingling and becoming sort of this great super culture sort of experiment. But rather than that, they're going to go, you know what, this whole super culture melting pot idea, don't like it, don't like any representations of it, so I'm going to write in to the American Broadcasting Company, who makes American content for American viewers with American people providing like all the talent for that. Say, I don't like it. Remove your representations of the country that enabled the business, that enables the actors, that provided the opportunity for the people in the beginning to do all this. I mean, all the stupid. Not just the stupid, but the selfish. Because, I mean, like I said, I personally tend to think it's a little bit more respectful to not like directly put it on everywhere and everything in underwear and shorts and t-shirts and stuff like that. But, you know, I can live with it because it to some extent it is an expression of patriotism. I don't really understand how patriotic it is to wear the American flag as underwear, but you know what? There are people who are weird like that. But when people say that I would rather just not see the flag at all, which is, again, a symbol of national pride and everything the country stands for, liberty and justice for all and all that sort of stuff, and they say, well, I don't want to see it at all, to the point that I am going to actively complain to America's Broadcasting Company, I see a problem there. And I see a problem on ABC's part, because they went along with it. They're America's Broadcasting Company. If they had any sort of gumption or backbone or even appreciation for what is given to them as a company, as a separate entity under the law, or as owners of this company or policymakers, whatever else like that, if they had that same sense of, you know, national pride, they'd have been like, thank you for your concern, go home, or something like that. I understand it's a very racist thing to say, and like I said, I'm not going to speculate as to where these people came from, but I'm assuming that they came here because America offered them something different, something better than what they had before. Otherwise, they would have stayed where they were, where they're obviously much, much happier, at least on a political level. But, again, rather than take the, quote, high road, rather than stand up for the American values, the American ideal, the presentation of national pride, and rather than just, be like, hey, you know what, I'm basically just a visitor here. I don't really have any sort of say in the matter over, whether or not these things are displayed openly in front of me, and it's really not my place to complain about it because this is their country. Rather than do that, rather than just accept, hey, America for America, and everyone else can just kind of leave us the heck alone. No, gonna come to America, complain about it, and then the people who should be standing up for it, the people who had the ability and the authority to say, you know what, just get a life, man, get a life. It's America. We like American things. We like American flags. I just got some brand new boxer shorts with the American flag printed all over it. It's wonderful. Rather than do that, it's like, okay, well, that sounds like a good idea. Let's just scratch it off. Nobody's allowed to wear American flag and pins anymore because people who really don't have any sort of say in the matter are offended at our American ideal and our American pride in our country and in all the things we've done. And now again, I sound like a flip-flopper on the first day. I'm like, America, I love politics, get involved. And the second day, I'm like, maybe we should break up the U.S. And I'm like, American pride. It's just like, I don't know. I'm a complex, multi-layered person. But yeah, if you've seen any of the wisdom in what I've been saying, or you like what you heard, or want to hear more, please click the like button down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. More content hopefully coming out in the future. I'm really surprised and really thankful to all you people who've been listening to these and paying attention. These are by far my most watched and appreciated videos on the whole. So really thank you all. I really enjoy doing these. They help me create like a processing area for all the thoughts and things, or the thoughts that I have about things that I encounter on my day-to-day life. So yeah, like I said, really thank you guys for being there and sticking around. I will do my best to have my Monster Hunter video out tomorrow. Sorry, there will probably only be one this week, or next week as it will turn out. Well, next week there will be 2 back on schedule, hopefully. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Hope you have enjoyed. If you did not enjoy, leave a dislike rating, and be like the stupid American. Probably shouldn't have done that accent because people now know where I was kind of figuring where they came from, but that's okay. Yeah. See you all next time. Goodbye.